Hi, today we're going to start a series of reviews for computer accessories for photographers, and the first product that we are going to test is this. This is the new LaCie Rugged RAID drive. Now, this drive is, at least as far as we know, the first ever RAID array which comes in such a small form factor, and it's also rugged. Now, we haven't tested this, but online you can find a demonstration where this drive is actually crushed under an SUV and it survives. So this is really rugged. According to LaCie, you can drop it from about 1.5 meters onto the ground, or 5 feet, and it will survive. It also is splash proof and dust proof, and theoretically, if you leave this protective casing in the front, it is also rainproof, although LaCie doesn't mention this. So don't try this, but hopefully it should last even in mild rain if you happen to put it outside. So this is IP54. This is rated for IP54, again, splash proof and dust proof, and it is protected against squashing or falling. So this is in terms of what the rugged means. Now, in terms of the RAID array, this actually contains two hard drives inside, two mechanical hard drives, which are basically aligned one on top of another inside this drive. It's quite hefty. It's about half a kilogram, a bit above half a kilogram, or 1.2 pounds. So it's not very light, although it doesn't seem that way. So this is in terms of its actual weight. You can put it in either RAID 0 or RAID 1. Obviously, we would recommend using this in RAID 1, but in the performance section of this review, we're going to see how it performs in both RAID 1 and RAID 0. So this is in terms of the RAID array. Now, let's go and look at some of the connections and basically the design of the LaCie Rugged Drive. Okay, so let's look at the LaCie Rugged Drive design. So first of all, as you can see on the outside, you have this rubber, basically orange rubber coating, protective coating. So this is the trademark, if you like, of the LaCie Rugged line of drives, and it comes in the RAID as well, in the RAID drive as well. You don't have a lot of things outside this drive. You have the LaCie logo in here. On the other side, you don't have anything, and on the sides, again, nothing, just this protective cover. Let's look at this part in here on the front. You have designed by Neil Poulton on the front, and if you open this, let's open it like this, you can actually remove this part, but remember that when you're removing this, you're actually exposing the internal components or the internal connections, so the drive won't be as protected or won't be protected at all against splashes or dust or anything else. So if you want it protected, always use this one. So when you're taking this off, you expose this Thunderbolt connection, which is part of the drive. Let's open it like this. And as you can see, this is the length of this connection or cable. It's not very long, but it's supposed to be sufficient. Now, Thunderbolt is a standard that Apple has, which is very useful because it transfers both data very fast, but also it transfers quite a lot of energy. And this means, or quite a lot of power, and this means that when using the Thunderbolt connection, you can drive this drive, both of these hard drives inside with just this cable. So you don't need anything else. You don't need an AC power connection or any other type of power to go into this. This is all you need. So this is very nice, and it's also very fast. So if you're a Mac user with a relatively new computer, this is a very good solution, and this drive is actually mostly intended, at least in our opinion, towards Mac users because of this Thunderbolt connection. Now, we tried to look online if there are any PCs, laptops with Thunderbolt connections. We didn't find any, and even if there are a few, they're very rare. So most laptops, PC laptops, don't come with Thunderbolt. So this is a problem. For PCs, USB 3 is now the standard, and as we're going to see in a second, this is somewhat limiting when using this RAID drive. Now, in terms of desktops, you can add a PCI card that has connections for Thunderbolt to your desktop, excuse me. But they're pretty expensive. I think that we've found some costing about $200, maybe even more. And again, this drive is more intended possibly to use in the field with a laptop, at least part of the time. So having a PCI card on your desktop will maybe suffice for putting your images from your laptop to your main desktop, but with your laptop you won't be able to use it. So this is a real drawback. Now, if you're a PC user, you're going to use most probably the USB 3. So it comes with this USB 3 cable, which you plug like this into this connection. Supposed to be like this. Oh, here we go. So this is the USB 3. So this is one. But the second thing that you will need is an AC power plug. So you will need this one. This is a European plug. It comes with both US and European plug. And what you need to do is take this small connector and put it in here. So only like this it will actually work with a PC that has a USB connection. The first time that we tried this, we actually just connected the USB and we didn't understand why the drive didn't work. After reading the manual, we understood that you need the AC power to actually make this work. Of course, the drawback here is that if you're in the field and you don't have anywhere to plug this into, then you're out of luck. You can't use the drive. So for PC users, unless they're just moving between the office, the studio, and their home, for example, this is a big drawback. For Mac users, again, the Thunderbolt is really useful. Now, there are about 3 ways in which we think that LaCie could have overcome this issue of power to this drive. Now remember, you need more power because there are 2 hard drives, 2 mechanical hard drives inside this unit. So it's different than your normal average external hard drive, which need less power, and a single USB 3 or even USB 2 cable is enough for it. So the first option that we thought about is having a built-in battery. Now, we are currently reviewing this Western Digital My Passport Wireless, and this is a single hard drive solution. It's wireless, it has Wi-Fi inside and an SD card reader, but we will talk about this in the actual review of this unit. But what is more interesting is the fact that this has an internal battery, internal lithium-ion battery or lithium polymer battery, which you can use when you're using this when not connected physically to a computer using a USB cable. So it's an interesting solution. Now, of course, you will need a larger battery to actually operate 2 hard drives, and this is quite big on its own. So and of course the LaCie is big on its own because it has 2 drives and it's rugged. So it will be even bigger than it is right now. So possibly this is the reason why LaCie decided not to go with a battery. So this is one solution. It is a possibility, but it would make this larger, more expensive, and I'm not sure how long it will actually last operating the 2 hard drives inside. So this is one option. The second option that we thought about is actually using not 1 but 2 USB 3 connections. So the first one will put in data and power, and the second one will only be for power. But this is pretty cumbersome because using 2 USB 3 connections, you will need 2 connections on your laptop or desktop. And at least on laptops, well, most of them has 2 USB 3 connections, at least the newer ones. Our Lenovo Yoga Pro 2 doesn't have. It has 1 USB 2 and 1 USB 3, so it wouldn't help. But again, it's a cumbersome solution, but possibly the best that we can think about. The third option would be to use USB 3.1, which is the newer standard for USB cables. This standard, which is just now entering the market, we actually have a new desktop which has USB 3.1. It's located inside our Asus Cybertooth X99 motherboard. So we could have potentially tested this, but again, this is USB 3, not USB 3.1. What USB 3.1 gives you is very similar to what you get with the Thunderbolt. You get faster read and write speeds or transfer speeds, as well as more power. So theoretically, at least, we asked LaCie and still didn't get an answer. Hopefully by the time the written review will be out, we will have an answer. It could have powered both drives inside this rugged RAID hard drive. So this is an option. Of course, most people and most laptops still don't have USB 3.1 in their laptops because most laptops, maybe even all laptops at the present time, don't support this standard. It's a physically different connection than the USB 3. It's backwards compatible. Well, it's a bit slightly more complicated than this because there is a new USB-C type of connection, which is different. It can be connected either this way or that way, but there is USB 3.1, which looks similar to this, and it's backwards compatible. But it's not really important because this is USB 3.0. At the end of the day, this is more, at least as it was designed, it's more intended toward Mac users and computer with Thunderbolt than computers with USB, because of the requirement to use the AC power when using the USB 3. So this is in terms of the USB, the Thunderbolt, and the power. Now there are 2 other small holes that you can see in here, and this small protrusion in the center. And what these are supposed to do is control basically allow you to control the RAID array. So you have both RAID 0 and RAID 1. We will talk about this in the performance section in a moment, but what you need to do is actually put the paper clip, a small paper clip inside here when this is connected to the computer, basically to the power and the computer, or just to the Thunderbolt, and press it inside twice for this left hole, and then very quickly, within about 5 seconds, in the next one to change it from RAID 0 to RAID 1 or vice versa. Now remember that when you're doing this, you're actually erasing all the information on the drive. So don't do this unless you secured all the information that you have on the drive on a different computer or hard drive before you actually change the RAID. So this is everything that you have on the drive itself. Now let's go and look at the actual performance of the LaCie Rugged RAID. So let's talk about the performance of the LaCie Rugged RAID. Now before we go into the actual performance, just a few words about the RAID itself. RAID, if you don't know, is an acronym for Redundant Array of Independent Disks, which is data storage virtualization technology. In other words, basically it's using multiple disk drives in combining them into an array, which gives you either data redundancy or performance improvement. So this is the basic idea of RAID. So in this case, we have two hard drives inside the LaCie Rugged RAID. So there are RAID arrays with more than two drives, and in the future we're going to test a few of them. But for this review, let's look at the LaCie Rugged RAID, which has two of them and two states of RAIDs, RAID 0 and RAID 1. And again, for those of you who don't know, RAID 0 gives you the faster performance with less data integrity. So in this case, we have two drives with 2 terabytes of data storage in each of them. So you're getting basically 4 terabytes of storage in all with RAID 0. But of course, again, your data will not be as safe as in RAID 1. So if one of the drives fails, the entire array fails. So this is obviously not exactly the most wanted situation in terms of what photographers would like. Again, on the other hand, you have more storage space and faster transfer rates. RAID 1, which is our favorite in this case, give you more redundancy. So if one of the drives fail, the other one holds the entire information that the first one has. So this is a good idea, but you get 50% of the data capacity, so you only get 2 terabytes, and it is slower. So how much slower? This is exactly what we are going to look at in this section. So the first test that we have done two types of tests on this drive. We have done both synthetic tests meaning using a special software, in this case a Crystal Disk, to see the performance of the drive, and we actually done real-world transfer tests. So in this case, we took about 16.3 gigabytes of images and videos and transfers them from the drive to our hard drive and the other way around. So these are the two tests that we have done, and the combination of them should give you a good idea of what the actual performance of this drive is. So let's start by looking at the synthetic test. The first test that we have done was in RAID 1, again the slower RAID with the more data integrity. So the first one was in Crystal Disk. We used the 500 megabyte option of the software, and we got the following results. In terms of read speed, we got 137 megabytes per second and 132 megabytes per second write. Now we have done the actual real-world test with our 16.3 gigabytes of videos and photos transfer into the drive, and what we have got is a total time of 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and the average transfer speed from our computer to the drive was about 114 megabytes per second. So the software, the synthetic software, gave us a read speed of about 137, while the actual real-world performance was about 114 megabytes per second. Not exactly the same, but both of them are fairly good in our opinion. Now, the second test that we have done was exactly the same test, but in RAID 0. So again, the faster the faster RAID, but with less data integrity. So in the crystal disk test, the synthetic test, we've got a read speed of 255 megabytes per second, so almost twice as fast read speed than what we've got on the RAID 1. And the write speed was even faster, which is pretty surprising actually, and we got 261 megabytes per second. So this is in terms of the RAID 0 actual performance in synthetic test. Now in real world test, again, we transferred 16.3 gigabytes of photos and videos from our SSD on the desktop computer into the drive, and we got a total time of 1 minute and 7 seconds. So super fast, less than half the time that we got on the RAID 1, and the average transfer speed was about 238 megabytes per second. So again, slower than the synthetic test. This is not surprising, but still very, very fast. So if speed is your thing, and you are willing to sacrifice data integrity for that, use it. It's super fast. But otherwise, we would use the RAID 1. It's still pretty fast, and obviously you have more data integrity. You do lose 2 terabytes, so it is a drawback. Now, comparing this to the competition, we happen to have 2 Western Digital hard drives in our disposal. One of them is part of a review that we are going to release. We talked about this on the previous section. So the first one was the Western Digital 1 terabyte My Passport drive, regular, very common drive. We only did the synthetic test in this case, and the results are 129 megabytes of read and 118 megabytes of write. So if you compare this to the RAID 1, these are slower results. So the LaCie is faster, not by much, by the way, but by I would say a few percent faster. Again, these are synthetic results, but as you can see, the results of the synthetic test and the real world test are typically not very far off. Again, usually a few percent. And if you compare this to the Western Digital My Passport wireless, which we're going to review in a future video, then the results of the wireless Western Digital drive are 114 megabytes read and 109 megabytes write. So again, even faster. The LaCie is even faster than this drive. So as you can see, when compared to other, let's say, comparable, semi-comparable drives, the LaCie is definitely faster. It's not as fast as an SSD by no means, although in RAID 0 it's getting close to at least last generation or almost 2 generations ago SSDs. But the performance is very, very good, and it should be enough for most users, even most professional users. And if it isn't enough, you can always go to RAID 0 if you're willing to take the chance. So let's go to the conclusion and see what we think in general about this drive and its performance. So let's conclude this review of the LaCie rugged drive. Now, we like this drive. It's very innovative. This is the first small form factor drive that has a built-in RAID array, so this is nice. It's also very rugged. It's splash-proof and dust-proof, so this is a very good combination of features. Now, who this drive actually intended for? Well, LaCie is saying that this drive is basically designed for photographers on the go or videographers on the go who needs a lot of storage space for backing up their work. So for example, if you're shooting in the field and you want to back up your photos or videos into a drive on the go and have a dual backup, this is a very useful combination instead of actually dividing your images into two separate drives. Now, of course, it's always recommended to actually have your images and videos on more than one place, because if, for example, you lose this, it doesn't matter that you have two drives inside, you still lose your images. So at least try and maintain your images on the SD cards or CF cards that you're shooting with, as well as this drive, until you get to your main computer, if you're not using your laptop as your main computer. So this is just a tip. Now, in terms of the actual performance, this is a very good performer. The drive actually performed better than any other mechanical external hard drive that we have tested to this date, and we have shown you the actual performance in the last section. So it's very fast. When you're using this in RAID 0, it's super fast. It's actually as fast, almost as fast as a previous generation SSD drive. Now, the problem with RAID Array 0 is that when you're using it, you actually sacrificing your the data integrity, and this is something that for photographers, I don't think that this is a very good idea. So if you're going to use this, probably stick to RAID 1. The performance is still very good. I mean, it's better again than most mechanical hard drives. So stick to RAID 1. Now, in terms of the type of photographer, well, if you're an outdoor photographer, if you're doing a lot of projects outside and you're using Mac, then this is a really ideal drive to use. However, if you're a PC user, and as we have shown you, you will need to use an AC adapter with this drive, and this is a big drawback, I think. So you have to keep that in mind if you're planning on buying this drive. If you want to use this and you don't have an AC outlet to connect the drive to, this is a problem because you won't be able to use it. And the first time that we tried to use this, we didn't understand what's going on because this didn't work until we connected it to the AC power. So again, this is more intended, I think, towards Mac users, and of course there are a lot of photographers and videographers who use Macs, so the Thunderbolt is a good connection type for working with this drive. Now, apart from the requirement to use AC power if you're using the USB, well, there aren't a lot of issues with this. I think that the only other two things that we would change is, first of all, changing the RAID array from RAID 0 to RAID 1 or vice versa requires some playing with a small paper clip. It's not very convenient. We would rather LaCie made this using some sort of a software solution that you can change the RAID from the software. But you know, you basically do this only once, so it's not that important, but it's not very convenient. Now, regarding the software, this might be the second thing that we didn't really like, and that is the fact that you need to use the LaCie desktop solution to actually use this drive, as far as we can, as far as we tested. So I'm not sure why. You know, most regular external hard drives don't need any software to actually work. So maybe because of the RAID or something. But all in all, if you're a Mac user, this is highly recommended. It's not extremely cheap, but for professional photographers and videographers, this is a really useful solution for protecting their images in the field. You can read the full review on lensvid.com.